Good morning, guys. This is Dave's 79 Series Land Cruiser, 2017 model. We have a Airmax uh, performance kit installed, which basically includes Safari Armax ECU, comes with a catch can, comes with a second fuel filter, and also an upgraded turbo, which you can't see at the moment as the turbo is hidden right behind this mud flap. Another big job done on this, it was the conversion from a manual to automatic. So wholesale automotive transmission. It's a 6-speed gearbox, pretty much the 6-speed that you will find into a 200 series Land Cruiser. Basically, the bell housing match the block of it. Same transfer case that used to be in it, and also addition of the transmission coolant, which gets fitted right behind the grill. Pretty much it's a Toyota transmission coolant, which is basically fits perfectly behind the grill. What we're doing today, we're gonna show you what we did to it, and the main reason of this video is to provide a good handover to Dave for all the information that he requires to be able to operate the new mods into this vehicle, and also how to read the CompuShift gauge that came with the transmission upgrade. So pretty much into the bonnet, there is not much that Dave should be worried about it. Two main things: catch can that needs to be drained regularly, and there is the drain plug right underneath the vehicle, tackle safe behind the chassis, pretty much after the radius arm mounts bush. It's right behind it. The fuel filter that will need to be replaced. I don't know, depends what the usage, but pretty much I would like to replace every second service. That's on my vehicle. Comes down to whoever does the service to this vehicle. At the same time, this second fuel filter is got water warning sensor, which is connected to the main factory filter. So if this one will detect water into the fuel, before we actually reach the main filter, we already trigger a warning light into the dash, which is, I believe, it's a very good thing to have. Moving inside the vehicle, I forgot also, we got the Safari Armax snorkel. So Dave had one of those genuine snorkel, Toyota genuine, which is, I like to call it race air intake. We replace it with a Armax. Armax is basically a very large snorkel. It's the larger of the Safari portfolio, and it's the best things you can have with those upgrades. You need a very good airflow into it, plus you're fully watertight at the moment. Things that we were able to do also while fitting the transmission was to extend the breathers of the transmission and the breathers of the transfer case, which they land up right here, which is one of the highest spots we could find inside the engine bay. Moving inside the vehicle, basically the transmission upgrade comes with a new center console. Pretty much matches all the factory color of the 79 series. It's got a very large storage box right in the center, very handy and very comfortable armrest. Comes with additional 6 socket. It comes with a twin USB. 2 good cup holders, can be for bottle of water or bottle of wine or bottle of Aperol, whichever you want to use it with. And then we got the shifter here. Shifter is very similar to what you will find into the 200 series or into the 120 Prado, 150 Prado, pretty much. And you have your reverse, neutral, drive, and sport modes, which I believe will be good to use at the condition, most likely off-roading, but any normal driving that you want to enjoy that would be great. Also comes with torque converter lockup kit, which the switch is right here. And continue with the gauges, we also have over on this side the Safari switch gauge. Basically the Safari ECU is controlled by this little dial gauge. 5 different settings, and you just select it through here. Different modes, we have a little sticker here right on the windscreen there. It's very easy accessible from a view of the driver. 5 different modes: comfort, sports, towing, traction assist, and standard. While on this, very important note, and that's a feedback from the boys at Safari, sport modes, or the highest performance mode of the Safari, will deliver the best of its performance once the vehicle reaches the the perfect running temperature. So if you go for a short drive, for me short drive will be 10-15 minutes drive. That's a short drive. It won't be enough to reach the full running temperature of the vehicle, so the Safari ECU will not deliver the full performance that can. And the reason why is probably to preserve the engine, as you don't want to push it too much if the engine is not on running temperature, optimal running temperature. So it's very important you make sure your temperature, the vehicle is on a good at a good run before you actually start feeling the true delivering of the Safari package. Starting the vehicle. So now we're gonna go through the little information that the transmission upgrade comes with, and basically all this setup is called CompuShift. So what's CompuShift is? CompuShift is basically the brain of the transmission, is the ECU of the transmission. There are 2 different ways to access to it. The first way will be to upload the CompuShift app, and basically it's right here. The CompuShift app is Bluetooth connected to the actual CompuShift ECU. As we can see at the moment, it's searching for the device, cannot discover the device because the vehicle is turned off. The moment that you turn your ignition on, the CompuShift comes alive and the device straight away get connected to it. There are some information to follow. So the first time you connect it, it will require you to Bluetooth and pair the device into it, pretty much like you will do if you have connect your phone to a speaker. It's the exact same process, very simple. Once you connect into it, basically you have so many informations that you can get out of it. You don't need to have this open while you're running your vehicle, because basically the screen down there, it's a mirror of what you see in here. However, you need to have this app on your phone because you can change some settings. You can update the ECU, and also automatic transmission does release firmware updates here and there, which we can provide to you, and you can quickly upload it and get your firmware up to date. As well as it's very important if in the future you do decide to change tire size, it's very important that you let us know, because we need to provide you with a new calibration file to basically tell the CompuShift and the transmission that there is a different tire size in it, and that will basically synchronize the transmission and the ratio of it to the new tire size. At the moment as well, throughout this job, we have fitted ROH Assault to Dave 79, It's 16 by 9, negative 12, and it's got these Mikey Thompson all-terrain tires in it. The current calibration file into the transmission is basically matching the current tire size, and after a couple of test drives, I'd like to say it does work very, very well. It's amazing how she's driving now. So going into the actual all modes, I'm gonna start the vehicle so we can see what's happening here. And basically, on very important things, the reason why there is this display, yeah, it's also to meet the Australian road safe regulations. As well, you know, being a conversion, you need to know what gear the vehicle is on and what the transmission is doing. That is the most effective delivering of the display, and basically you go pretty much all what you need. So the big letter of whatever the transmission is, it's on the right hand side, which will change straight away as you change your shifter. Very responsive. And then over to the left side, you got basically the gear that is on. And at the same time, while driving and while being in drive, it will tell you which actually gear it is the transmission. For example, would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. Depends how is the driving. Second one is the torque converter lockup kit. Then we go into the transmission temperature, and then we go into the throttle percentage, which you can see also is very responsive. It's a very good thing, so I love it. It's great. Couple of things with you, which is also additional features of this. So the torque converter lockup kit will automatically lock up once the vehicle reaches 70 kilometers an hour, and that's basically will be to preserve fuel economy and to control the shifting of the vehicle. You can also manually lock up the torque converter if you are into the sport mode and you reach at least 60 k's an hour. You can lock it up, and of course it does lock up straight away. Another main very important feature is the temperature of the transmission. Optimal operation of the transmission will probably go between 60 to top 120 degrees. 120 degrees is when it starts to get too hot. 40 degrees is when the transmission is still cold. That means that the shifting it might be feels a bit rough, and the reason why because the transmission fluid is not warm enough to provide a good operation to the transmission. However, if the transmission the transmission fluid and the transmission start to overheat, there are two different stages of warning through the display. The first stage, this will indicate into the screen will turn red, and there will change into a big writing saying transmission overheating. That is the first stage of the warning, and then the driver should actually change the driving style to compensate to that issue and do whatever is required to do to drop the temperature down. For whatever reason, the driver is, got very loud music or whatever, is not paying attention to the display, it keeps driving, then there will be the stage 2 of the warning. Stage 2 of the warning is when the CompuShift locks the transmission in second gear. This display will still indicate the red warning and the message saying transmission overheating, and it will lock it into second gear. However, you cannot shift above the second gear, and that is again to preserve the transmission. It's not good when we overheat the automatic transmission. It doesn't help the seals, it doesn't help all the internal components of the transmission. So it's a very great feature. And if the transmission will lock in second gear, 100% the driver is gonna notice a change into the performance of the vehicle, and you need to do something about that. Another important features is the DTC of this unit. Basically, DTC stands for Diagnostic Trouble Codes. So diagnostic trouble codes is basically what we commonly know as an engine light. Engine light comes on when there is some trouble code detected by the vehicle ECU, and that will do the same this CompuShift device. And basically this little LED here, the top left one, will indicate two different, will indicate from orange to red. Basically orange is when it's been detected a trouble code, and red is basically it's as well when the trouble code it's been there and it's something needs to be done about it. The next step, if you do get trouble code detected, you can actually go through the gauge and find out what happens. Or what you have to do is basically click 4 times the right arrow, and you get to this screen. Now it says no DTC set. That means there are no warning codes. If there is a warning codes, will display here. We actually come up with a code number, and most likely will tell you what is the code. For example, if there is a throttle position sensor issue, we say throttle position sensor code with a code which will be P blah blah blah. You can clear the code by selecting the center dial. That will help you to clear the code. If the code does not clear, it means it's an hard code. It means that the issue is still there. The system is still detecting an issue, so you can give us a call or you can come and see us and we help you out wherever the situation is. Going back to the main, basically, you can see a clear codes. There are no codes to clear. Click on the center, I will tell you this will clear all the codes, blah blah blah, up to confirm. Codes done. There were no codes, but at least that it's a good demonstration of how it should be done. And then basically if you keep scrolling to the right with the right arrow, will take you back to the main screen. I've been driving this vehicle here and there, and I'll tell you, I like to have this screen on because you get all the information that you do require. However, it depends what people like. You can have it into this more detailed informations, or just find it way too much to see while you're driving. Or you can have a big temperature display, or you can have a big speedo display in it, and then basically we go back to the main things. Great feature of the app would basically be this. So I'm logging into the app and I go into the dashboard, and it gives you also a little information. Pretty much are the same information plus the additional of the battery voltage, whatever the shift, the RPMs, it's there you see. You still have the throttle, so you do have a few information in it, and also you got the speedo in there. So I don't know if you got your phone mount in here, you want to have this in there, it's an extra piece of information. Always goes down what the driver would like to do, and I'll tell you there is a lot in here to be discovered and to be checked. The same things, you can read codes through the through this app as well as if there is DTC code next to this V, you will have exclamation mark. Click on the exclamation mark and basically will come up as the code related to that warning. So it's pretty good, pretty straightforward. It only took me one drive to understand how to operate it and what actually I need to know about it. And it's great. It's great. At the same time, there will be a little booklet for you that's provided from the wholesale automatic transmission. The booklet gives you some end information of when you need to service, when to use low range transmission. Also, it will tell you what's the best way to engage high range and low range as changed from a manual to automatic. I did test it, it works very well. I found that to shift to high range, especially in low range, I found that to have it in neutral and have the wheels slowly rolling and then shift it. It does feel maybe rough, but it's just because how the change from manual to automatic transmission is being configured. Also explains how the lockup kit operates and when you can use it. And it tells you, depends which phones you have, if you got an Android or if you got an Apple phone, you can scan the barcode, will take you straight into downloading the app. There is some information also, handover video in here. Will be also delivering detailed handover video for your vehicle, Dave. And as well, there will be, for whoever is watching this video, there will be also a YouTube video currently online. Just click on the link below and you will see everything what we done to this vehicle, the building process, the manual transmission coming out, automatic transmission going in, and the Safari kit being installed. It's all been detailed and put it in. Something that you can actually not see, it's also the interior of this vehicle was fully stripped out. It's part of the gearbox upgrade and was also to add the sound dampening to the vehicle. We only done the bottom of it, which is probably where the most of the noise is. It's a very thin layer of metal. So the vehicle was fully stripped out, everything came out, good clean. There was a fair bit of sand in it, so we all took that sand out and we did a good car build, sand dampening, and then rebuild the vehicle interior all over again. So you can see how that process took place also from our build up video on YouTube. Any question, please let us know, give us a call, speak with us. Probably a few people will ask a question why you converted the 79 to an automatic. Dave has his personal reason to do that. Personally, working into the industry, I've been driving a lot of 79 series. I do not own a 79 series, but I've been driving quite a few throughout my work. And I'll say, once there was my first 79 series that I drove an automatic transmission, and it's a dream. It's a dream of a vehicle. You really unleash the full power, the full torque of this V8 4.5 liters turbo engine, and you feel the vehicle that it just is amazing. We haven't tested off-road, so we're waiting for Dave's feedback on that, but I believe it will be amazing to have this vehicle off-road and automatic and have a great throttle control without having to pull the clutch and shift your gears, especially in sand. Sand driving on automatic vehicles is the best you can have. And if you got this type of engine, a V8 with a great torque, man, you got the bingo, you're winning. So that's my reason why, if I would have had a 79 series and I will have the possibility to do it, 100% I will convert it into automatic. It's a game changer. So thank you for watching, guys. Any question, feel free to make a contact with us. Any question about the videos and the build up, if you want some particular segments of the video, on our website, as well as contact Pancho at more4x4.com.au, and he will be happy to answer any question. All right, ciao, ciao. Dave, I hope you enjoy your build.